We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and future, for they hold the songlines, the stories, the traditions, the culture, and the hopes of First Nations Australia. This land is, was, and always will be traditional First Nations country.
Welcome back to Dice Paper Roll into the Feywild, episode 13.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lucky 13 or unlucky 13?
I am your host and dungeon master, Jack. And this is a bit different because often I am not the host. But I'm doing it because we're following on almost directly from the previous episode. If you haven't listened to that one, please go back and listen to it before you listen to this one. That's me. Dan, who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Dan. I play Sir Walter Winston Winklepicker III, a human that has been turned into a frog. He is a bard. He wears tails and a top hat with a cane that's got like a hidden sword inside it, and with a monocle as well. Mostly a dick. And that's pretty much his character traits for the most part. Yeah, that's Walter. Lauren.
Hello, my name is Lauren, and I am playing Kevin Strangeways, who is a little boy in the body of a large man who is a human artificer. Ben.
Hey, I'm Ben, and I am playing Unit, a Warforged fighter, a Rune Knight. They are a robot made up of all kinds of scrap metal, and they also used to be a whack-a-mole machine and spent a long period of time as a coffee table, incidentally, when their current owner at that time didn't know they were actually a kick-ass robot. Greg.
Yes, I am Greg. Hello, friends. I will be playing Doelene Delacroix, who is a Harangan wizard with a fine waistcoat and a jaunty beret.
Jaunty.
Lovely. You all stand in a room lined with mirrors in every direction. The visions you see of yourselves are true, as you would be. Kevin, although you are dressed in the gown of MC Hammer that you stole one night during the carnival, the tails of the sequined golden spandex at your sides, you can see yourself in the mirror, but your child self.
There's me as a little boy. I mean, as me.
But then next to you in the mirrors, you see, is that Walter? But he's a big, strong man, sort of bearded and but blonde.
Yeah, I'm Russell Crowe, mate. Fucking buffing on a dart. Just
Throwing phones at people.
Oh, yeah, g'day, Kevin.
Oh, hello. You're Walter, aren't you? That's your name?
Yeah, fucking Walter. Sir Walter Winston Winklepicker III. I'm a bit of a big deal.
Yeah, I know you, but the way I know you look a little different. A little bit more green and a little bit more hoppy. Turn around for a second. Oh, okay. No, the ass is the same. Okay, the ass is the same. All right. No, I think that maybe you are two people. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that ass on Gladiator. Fucking bit of a workout on that one. Let me tell you that. Punches Kevin on the shoulder.
Ow.
Walter, you're also in the room. You're just also there. The Walter in the mirror is actually half naked as well, which is uncomfortable for everyone.
From the waist down.
Yeah.
Just like Russell Crowe.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've all just sort of fallen out of these mirrors. You're in what appears to be a room with no exits and just mirrors.
Walter takes a long look at himself in the mirror, and just stares for a really, really long time just at the way that he used to look. It's the first time that he's actually seen his real reflection in 8 years, and just takes it all in. And
There's something odd about it.
yeah,
Very familiar.
There's a part of him that like looks at it and yearns to be himself again, but there's also like a repulsion looking at his reflection and not quite connecting with that as who he actually is anymore, and is just kind of a little bit thrown by it. And can I see like when I look into the mirror, do I see Kevin as a little boy, or do I see the like kind of Kevin so we all can see our actual true forms in these mirrors? So do I see a coffee table standing next to me?
No. Unit is actually the odd one out. They more or less look exactly the same.
Right. And Doelene, Doelene still looks like a hair because she hasn't actually gone.
Yeah, what do I?
You haven't actually.
She has
seen
a
the
third
mirrors.
eye on her forehead, though.
Yeah, I rub my foot. My.
You can't feel it when you rub it.
I can't feel it.
It's not there. It's only in the reflection.
My phantom eye.
So we are looking at the reflections of ourselves as we really are, or how we used to be.
I think so. I mean, that seems to be what's happening, right? And he's playing almost like a little, like a game with his young self, where he's just kind of like putting a hand up and waving and like moving his hands around.
Mm.
Just like, can I touch the mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna go up and plant a palm on it.
The child you mirrors you. They're sort of...
It's just a
They-
mirror.
Yeah.
How
It
do we
looks
get
really
there
weird
again?
because of the height difference, and so like you putting your hand on there, and then the kid putting the hand on there, it
Yeah.
like, distorts. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Don't make me have to do work in
Elvis.
post, Dan.
Sorry, Benny. Sorry, Benny. I hit my microphone. But like like kind of like the image in those like kind of silly mirrors. It stretches up, and it's still
Yeah,
kind
Yeah,
of
go
makes it
gadget
that
arms.
high.
The closer you get, the
Yeah.
more warped they get. Yeah.
Come back to me, Kevin. Come back.
I thought by going through the mirrors, it was like going to turn me back into my handsome, beautiful, gladiatorial self.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that the entrance to the Feywild was in here. I was not expecting that experience.
No, me either. I didn't. I think these mirrors are revealing our true selves to ourselves through the medium of reflection. My
Yeah.
eye.
Did everyone else meet their mum?
No.
No?
I
No.
saw.
I mean, in a way, I saw my creation.
Yeah, you really, because you were in mine as well, and so were you, Walter. You were there, and you were there. Doelene, you were not there.
Oh,
You were in mine, Kevin. In fact, I think I know who your mother is.
I think I knew who my mum is as well, right?
Should we
I
say
saw her
on
outside
three?
my own house. Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2,
2, 3.
3.
Russell Crowe.
Zybilna.
No, it's Zybilna. Zybilna.
Russell Crowe is your mum.
No. It's just me being funny. It's a lady with like a chicken foot thing on her face.
I saw the chicken.
That's
foot
my
too.
mummy.
I'm
What?
still a part of it.
Walter,
Units.
the walls seem to be coming in on you.
So your mother is Zybilna, the
Yeah.
Lady Maeve?
Yeah, she dropped me off and then she made my grandma out of like light and shit. That was kind of crazy. She definitely never did any of that.
Yeah.
She was looking after me.
I mean, I saw a bunch of frogs and they were all like trying to run across each other and like trying to leap over each other. And I leapt over the top of all of them. It was super cool. You had to be there to
That
see
sounds
it.
cool. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
sick.
it was. And then, but I don't know.
I
don't know.
saw like you and Zybilna in bed together, and then when you jumped out of the bed, you were a frog.
You saw that?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
So why would why would I have been in your
Oh.
history?
Oh,
Unit just rolls backwards.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. You.
Okay,
How
we'll say it
old
on the
are you,
count of three.
Kevin?
Ready? All right. What am I? 1, 2, 3. Your son?
My son?
Oh, my God.
A unit from out of the whack-a-mole holes, one of the soul moles comes out and goes, "Here, you guys might need this," and hands out some popcorn to Doelene and Delacroix.
I
And
mean,
Unit
I'm already
just
munching on my scroggin.
Unit Scotch. Stat.
I think
Yeah.
I think
Scotch,
just this once
stat.
I can
absolutely
do that for you. And
yeah, give one
pause
to
a
Kevin as well.
pours a scotch for both of you.
Oh god. Oh fuck. So wait, you're 8 years old, and
When I went into the carnival, I was 8 years
Mhm.
old. Yep.
Mhm.
And
when you went into the car.
yeah, when I woke, well, yeah.
But
So
it's, oh wait, no,
is the
actually, I've
timeline
been-
right? Is the timeline right? Yeah,
Actually,
the timeline's
the
right.
timeline is right because I think I'm actually on my second round. I'm pretty sure I may have
Yeah.
fucked that up in previous reiterations of.
You know that thing when like you're supposed to like never meet your heroes and yeah, and there's a thing where like you just kind of think about when you're a little kid about what your dad would be doing, like I don't know, taking you to Ozkick and Ozcrick.
Yeah.
And you know,
When you're
just kind
older,
of
Oz
generally,
chick.
oh yeah, when you're just being there and stuff, and then because they're your dad, you don't really think of them as like a real person, and I don't.
Yeah.
And then I met you, and I'm like, this guy.
I haven't
This guy.
really. Yeah, I haven't really been the best role model. To be honest.
I know, but like, I wasn't
I-
really
I
looking
can
for one anyway,
recognize
right?
that.
I wasn't.
I can.
I
Hey,
wasn't
I
looking
can
for one.
recognize that, and I think that's like that's some growth in
Yeah.
my part. So how about a bit of round of applause for Walter? Anyone?
You hear the munching of popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kevin.
Yeah.
How? Fuck. How?
Does that mean I'm gonna turn into a frog, or like?
I Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's genetic or not.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're pretty cool. I mean, you're a super cool kid. Don't get me wrong. Like I
didn't
super-
really ask for an assessment.
That's true. I mean, it's just
I
that
really
you're-
had known your opinion of me this entire time. It's not like we've really. I mean, to be honest, like we're a group, you know. Like I couldn't see us going and getting a beer like 1-on-1. You know what I mean?
No, I'm. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, though, so Walter Winston Winklepicker III has been hiring you from day one for really quite low wages. I suppose it must just be pocket money.
Unit, why
Child
don't you
labor,
shut the
even.
fuck up for a little bit?
Yeah, but does that mean I now
because-
inherit like all your riches though?
Well,
Is it like a family trust thing now?
Well, technically, I guess you're like bastard child, so I don't know if you
Yeah.
technically get all of the inheritance. But I mean, like, we could totally work out a situation. I think just in terms, it's a fucked up system, you know, that we live in, this feudal system. But we can totally work something out. I mean, I'm feeling
Kevin
pretty
kind of shakes
awkward
himself.
right now.
Kevin shakes himself into his sort of full burly height and kind of stares down at.
We can totally
you.
100% work out. I mean,
Yes.
you're my son, and I have never felt such glowing warmth in my bosom.
Can I roll
before-
a perception check?
Yeah, do it.
Inside.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Sorry, inside.
I'm doing the
which-
same from the sidelines.
So
3.
all right. Well,
6.
what am
I buy it.
well, no. Well, what am I rolling here? Am I rolling
Deception?
a perception or am I rolling a deception?
That's
Or
up
are
to
you
you.
rolling
If you're being
persuasion?
Persuasion, like
Are you
I-
being
you know what?
truthful or are you being?
well, I
Dan,
kind of feel
I
like
don't reveal it. Just roll and
I
you
can't-
roll with it.
Okay. Well, I kind of feel like intimidation by
Yeah.
by
Yeah, I'll
Kevin
give-
standing over the top of me, and I'm like, ooh, okay, he's a big unit. No pun intended.
Kevin,
unit.
Kevin, you
Um,
you have advantage because of the intimidation from earlier. I reckon. Roll again.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I think totally Lauren should have
On what
intim-
On your
on, my,
inside?
on the
On your
inside
inside
side,
again?
your
Yeah.
inception, intimidation.
13.
I'm just rolling it. Oh, it's a 2. It doesn't really matter if I'm trying to persuade or if I'm trying to fucking deceive. But totally, we are. Kevin, you are my son, and I want to. I actually like. I want you to be a part of my life.
Ah, that sounds just great. Look, I'm just gonna be the bigger man, both like literally and figuratively, and just be like, let's just clean slate, clean slate.
Oh.
Or we just pretend that we don't know this.
Look,
Does that sound easier?
I think cleans. I would like a clean slate. A
Okay,
clean
let's shake on a
slate.
clean slate. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, you have such massive hands.
He
Wow.
crushes him in the most manly handshake.
Kevin, can you roll to attack?
I am intimidated by the
What is that,
burliness
just a
of
20?
these mitts.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
5.
Yeah.
It's
You're
a firm
gentle.
handshake.
You gotta match the energy. You gotta match the energy. That's how a gentleman does it.
I have a.
That's something
wet,
a dad would teach
clammy-
somebody.
A wet, clammy hand.
Is that the mucus,
It's
or are you just
squishy.
sweating?
Oh, it's a little bit of both. to
Or is
be
he just
honest.
happy to see you?
Look. All right. We can kill Unit together. No, he's a very important part of your life, and so therefore,
Yes.
I am in agreement of you hanging out with Unit, but I want to be there for you, Kevin. I have not been there for the last however many years, and I'm this is a lot. Okay, I have spread my spores everywhere, which I only found out about like 2 hours ago. Okay, so this is a big shock for me. Okay, and I'm just processing it, but and with this newfound knowledge, I want to be there for you and to support you in your endeavors.
Ajan?
Do you want to call me Dad?
With that,
I've held the skeins of y'all fate in my fingers, and I always wondered why it was such a tangled mess. This is more messed up than an Alabama family tree.
And do you know what makes it even more messed up, Doelene Delacroix, is that
What?
if my thinking is correct, then, and Kevin is Zabilna's son, then is he not the prince of the Feywild?
Oh shit! Oh,
Am
you have
I?
money.
Yeah, I think you're
mean,
looking for the
wow.
hand-me-down from the wrong side of the family tree there, Kevin. You get away from the shellfish and get into that fairy money.
You know, it's that thing where you're like, maybe I am special, you know? Maybe
you-
I am a
you def-
chosen one.
Kevin,
Maybe
look
it's
at
me. I'm the prince.
You have always been special, Kevin.
Shut the
but-
fuck up.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Kevin, you should
I'm
not
gonna
speak to
stand
your
over
father
here
like
for a
that.
little bit.
Oh,
Even if
what?
it is Walter
Oh, really?
Winston
You're gonna
Winklepicker the Third.
You taking
just-
his side?
No,
Is that
I'm not
what's
taking
happening?
his side. I just think that you should watch your language, young man.
I'm getting the
Yes.
fuck out of here. And he is going to try and leave. Get out of
Honestly, that is
takes
a fair
off-
reaction.
down the hallway through all the mirrors.
And is the little 8-year-old boy reflection just like
yeah.
Stomping
Piss
feet.
bolting
crying.
along as
But
well.
it's like flickerings of different stages of Kevin's life as you pass down the hall. And
Don't try and follow me.
at the end,
Walter 100% tries to follow.
do you all follow?
Yeah, I'm not going to miss the rest of this. This is great.
I'm gonna roll a survival check.
I
Okay.
wish this third eye had opened earlier. I could have seen this coming. This would I
Walter. Sorry, yeah, go.
Kevin's going to turn around and cast grease on the ground behind him as he runs away. A slick
Okay.
grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square and it turns into difficult terrain. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. It's a big, fat glob of black, sort of
Ooze.
slippery slickness, just kind of oozes out of each of the fingers of Kevin. Eat my
Oh.
grease, motherfuckers! I said not to follow me.
Walter rushes after Kevin and then slips with a 3. Slips it in the grease and falls down and he's all covered in goop and he's like, no,
With the momentum,
Kevin.
you actually slide along the floor.
Like a ship inside.
Yeah, and
Kevin.
and Doelene and Unit.
I
did you-
neatly hop over the grease with a rabbit leap. I land next to Walter, and I put a little bit of scroggin in my mouth. I go, "This is going great."
Unit doesn't see the grease and fails their dexterity check, and the wheels on their pelvis just like spin out, and
Yeah.
grease is just flying backwards and spraying the mirrors, and I'm not going anywhere.
You now have advantage on stealth checks because you're no longer squeaky. You just got a whole bunch of WD-40 all
True,
over you. You're pretty good.
Yes, that's great.
That's some WD-40 right there.
Yeah.
You are
we don't have-
well lubricated.
Well,
No, we don't have to do
lubricated.
sound effects for you anymore.
As Kevin, you walk down the hall, you come to a sort of another clearing. Mirrors sort of end at this clearing, and there's just one mirror at the other end. And from out behind it steps Mr. Witch. Now, you were drunk and passed out last time Mr. Witch was around, so you don't recognize him.
Hi, what are you? Another fucking dad or something? What's happening?
Well, actually, I'm not your dad. No, there's no resemblance. Don't worry, I'm not your dad. I'm Mr. Witch. I believe you and I did not perhaps get off on the right foot because you were passed out from drinking and I was talking to your friends who are just behind you, by the way.
Hi.
Yes, you didn't
I'm
hear me
on the
because of your
floor.
grease.
Ah! Oh, jeez. He's like right beside you.
Well-
Where did you come from?
Well, I guess you're on your way to the Feywild, I presume. Have you got the key?
You presume correctly, Mr. Witch. We do have the key.
I mean, I feel like we should be on our way to a fucking psychologist, but yeah, let's go to the Feywild.
Maybe a family counselor. Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think we're pretty good, strong. It's healthy.
Mr. Witch sort of
All right, I'm reading
Sorry.
the room wrong.
Lauren looks so unhappy.
I didn't hear what you said.
I just said I think that we're doing well, but okay. Feel there's a bit of tension.
Yes, to be expected. It's been quite the evening at the carnival.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was one hell of a reveal.
And to be fair, poor Kevin is probably still rather hungover, aren't you, Kevin?
No, I think I had some post mix and I
Oh,
felt
you
great.
did, yeah.
Yeah. No, don't
Yeah.
try and chalk this down to something. I'm in the middle of being deeply traumatized, okay? I'm not sleepy. And I'm, yeah. So
Nothing,
I can do what I want, all right?
nothing quite like having the revelation of, finding out that your father is a shellfish frog man. That sobers you the fuck up. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Being-
it doesn't matter about the shellfish or the frogman, just that it's you,
It's more of a flog man kind of problem.
I think I was fine when you were just this guy, but now that it's my dad, it's just like this whole new fucking thing.
I know. And I agree.
Okay, well, we
I'm
can agree
really
on that,
struggling with this as well, but we
Cool.
can work through it.
right? Uh-huh.
We
Cool.
can
Mr. Witch
find
is
a
just-
way.
Sort of watching you both and
Oh
not-
yeah, can you fuck off? Like,
As he's
this is a
watching-
private family moment.
I just pass him the bag
Yeah.
of Scroggin to take a bit of a munch out of.
he gladly takes some. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Don't
Look,
you go anywhere, Mr. Witch, because I have a question for you just when these two have done with their family reunion.
Well, look, I feel like this is probably gonna go on for a little while.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So,
really.
maybe let's do a little
We
bit
can
of
do other stuff.
distraction and somebody else take the fucking helm, okay? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go and stand over here and have a cigarette.
Well,
We do have the key, Mr. Witch.
well, that's quite good. I did have some. I'm sorry. That is quite. Did you go through the mirrors?
We came through the flap and then
Yeah.
like a number of different, I believe, realities.
Is that what they were?
Well, yes, they do tend to reveal things about yourself. I
Were they
have,
memories? Was it real?
Well, some may have been memories and some may not. It's hard to say. It's honestly magic beyond my comprehension.
What?
So you don't know what fucking carnival you're running here, do you? You don't understand the inner workings of it, you know?
You see, the thing
Listen.
about... well, if you please. The thing about joy and the space we find ourselves in a carnival is that it warps things, makes them different, better. And the magic here is concentrated. And I think you'll find it results in unusual occurrences that not even I, as the runner of this fine establishment, could know. But honestly, I didn't come here to lecture you, except to say I'm sorry. I heard about what you all lost when you came to the carnival earlier. And I have some confessions. You see...
I get some popcorn.
Uh,
Somebody
this
else's
is-
turn.
This is gonna be good.
Go on.
Well, you see, Zybilna, as you know, is in a stasis. And when she was put into a stasis, her protections around Prismere crumbled. And though you may not know it, Zybilna also created this carnival. And I must admit that probably has something to do with the magic, as aforementioned. But, you see, the thing is, when Mr. Light and myself started this carnival, we did it through a pact. We agreed that when we met these people who were running this carnival in the past, that we would take care of it. And if our paths were ever to meet again, that the switching of these carnivals would happen again. And unfortunately, what would happen is that we would lose everything that we've built. And with it, the pathway through to Prismere. And so we could not let that happen. And we made a bargain. A bargain with the crones. The crones who promised us that they would protect the carnival in exchange for something of those who didn't pay for a ticket. And I am afraid that things got a little out of hand. They were not meant to take children. They were not meant to take lives. And they were certainly not meant to take time.
How could you have thought that that was going to happen? You were
Yeah,
just running a
crones are
business,
so
right?
trustworthy.
We outsource it to a whole bunch of, enterprises that are external to your business, and they end up having a whole bunch of shady practices. How were we to know? Is that what you're
That's-
telling me?
Well, it's not quite as simple as that, but I can
Oh,
see where
sound
you're coming from.
Pretty fucking
And I
close.
accept that we made some mistakes.
Oh,
And big
Like-
ones at that. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I really am.
well, that turns me back into a human, doesn't it?
Walter,
Doesn't it? Oh, look
Walter?
at that. You're sorry. Just, poof.
Walter,
Look at
I
me.
know
I'm now
you're
fucking
upset.
Russell Crowe again.
I know you're upset, Walter, and I know when you're upset, your default is to yell at a hospitality worker. But let's just bring it down a level or two, okay? He's doing a bit of a mea culpa here.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
And it's hardly his
Doelene.
fault that that some of us didn't pay to enter the carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, maybe that does make us kind of similar, doesn't it?
Oh, you're right. The children are the ones that are in the wrong. Absolutely, unit. You're absolutely right. The ones who just jumped the fence and had a little bit of fun, we should persecute them for the
Well,
rest.
no,
Anyway.
Walter, I wasn't talking about the children specifically. I just merely notice my scanners tell me that your inner body temperature is rising quite sharply, and your heart rate is very, very fast.
It's because they made deals with hags, okay? They call them fucking crones, all right? But they're hags. We
Yeah.
all know it.
You know,
This is...
Yeah, you got a point there, Walter.
They're
That
fucking
was
with
a
us.
very silly idea.
They've been
Mr.
fucking with
Witch.
us the
Well-
entire time.
Well, I can agree with that, but on the fortunate side, you are looking at the only portal through to Prismere, and that is how we're going to fix things.
When you
Oh.
say we, you mean us, don't you?
You mean
Well,
us,
yes.
don't you?
That
Yes.
he absolutely
Yes.
gets us.
That is a wee slip of the tongue, I must admit.
You're not
And-
coming with us?
No, unfortunately, I cannot pass through to the Prismere.
No, of course not. In the meantime, you're going to...
Well, it depends. You see, when you pass through to Prismere, or the Feywild, time behaves differently for you. So,
I'd
if
say
you
it's
go
already
through,
behaving differently for all of us.
if you come out, you might have lost a few years. And part of that is because when you pass through, it's sort of, they get out of sync, these two planes. And incidentally, I suspect that might be what's going wrong. I think we're seeing either this dimension or another dimension sort of collapsing in on each other. Or maybe it's this dimension collapsing in on itself, I'm not sure. But I'm certain that Zybilna is the key to it. That she can be the one that fixes it. And as it happens, I do believe you've all got a vested interest in meeting Zybilna.
Yeah.
And whilst it's not entirely fair, you may walk through that door and come straight back out in a matter of seconds, or it may be decades. I'm not sure.
Oh,
That's this is a big day.
well, fuck.
Unit,
Yes,
have you
Kevin.
got any comforting snacks on you?
I sure do, Kevin. And one of the soul moles pops out and goes, "Here you go. Here is some some sherbets. Very
Oh.
comforting for sad boys. Sherbets. Here you go."
Yay,
And
service! And then he
uh,
stuffs them all in his mouth, but it's
Unit-
like powder, right? So he just starts spraying
the whiz fizz.
powders, starts foaming at the mouth.
You're already very dry mouth.
These are
like-
delicious. Yum yum
I-
yum, my favorite.
I hug you as you eat your feelings. I wrap my pipe-like arms around you and pat. There, Kevin. Everything will be
So
okay.
comforted. Yeah, it will be okay. Mr. Witch,
Yeah?
do you know where Zybilna is on the other side?
No. But I can give you a guess. I suspect she's in the castle from whence she came.
The one on the rainbow cloud.
Excuse me?
The
What?
castle on the rainbow cloud? I saw it lifting up.
Oh. Well, then I guess you know it already. That might be it, yes.
Y'all,
If you saw it in the mirrors, that would probably indicate that's where she is. yes.
y'all, I know you have had, all three of you have had a particularly bad time with time and fate. I don't know if I told you, but I do play with timey-wimey stuff, and I've been talking to someone about time and its cadence, and
Mm.
Hi, Doelene. Fate here. We're going to tell them then?
well, I thought it might be a good time to
Yeah,
settle
I can see
nerves.
that. That does make sense. It's stressful. I can see that. But I just want to make sure you're sure.
I just think, y'all, that things are going to work out okay. I can feel the skeins of time and fate running through my hands, and I can see a good path forward, the right path forward. If we stick together, and I know this is all jumbled up, all tangled, all a mess. And that is the understatement of the year. But
I have a 32-year-old son.
you do look like you could have a 32-year-old son. Just to be, you should spend more time in the water. But
I have a dad who's
You
a
look more-
massive. I have a dad who is a massive dick.
yes, you do.
He does have a very large penis, yes.
Tell me about it.
Oh, well,
Have you
thank
seen
you.
him in those
That's-
gray sweatpants before he goes to bed? It's like a baby's arm holding an apple. Now, it's like a it's like a bag of
No.
half rotten oranges.
Let's not go there again, Doelene
It's-
Delacroix.
No, listen, I feel, I know it's risky, and I we haven't traveled long together, and I haven't told you a whole lot, but the fate of all the people I know, all the people I love, is dependent on us going through to this place, on saving your mom, on saving your
Yes,
one-time lover, on.
I agree, but there is something about this Mr. Witch and this Mr. fucking Light that is just not sitting good with me, okay?
Oh.
To be frank, I just feel like they're fucking sending us off. They're fucking getting us. They've got this. They made a deal. They don't want to change the deal. What if they're the ones that are fucking up the whole time-space continuum thing because they don't want to revert their fucking carnival back to the one in the other end, and that's why we're in this position that we're in. I just want to I swear to God, I want to fucking pull out my sword and I want to shove it straight through that fucking Mr. Witch. I know, okay, maybe Walter's being a bit irrational, and I am going through a lot right now, and I am usually pretty irrational anyways, but there's something else that's fucking
One
going
of
on,
Unit's
and I
soul
do
moles
not
come
trust
out.
them.
One of Unit's soul moles come out of the opening and slap you around the face and go, "Calm down, man. You got to calm down, buddy."
God,
No, yeah, Walter,
my nuts.
for once you have a real point here.
You got a good point.
This man's greed has clearly driven him to make a deal with a hag, which is the literal devil. I cannot
but
I
we
cannot
do-
argue with you there.
We
But
do need Zabulna.
Zabilna made this place. She made this carnival. She
And
made you, Kevin.
I'm going through, but not for any of you guys, especially you, and especially. And he points
did-
at Mr. Witch and Winston, Walter.
I know
And
that the second
I'm
one
going
was
through
for me.
because I want to find out more about my mom, and you know what? The bar is low when it comes to meeting parents. So maybe
Well-
she'll be a little bit more, I don't know.
I'm sworn to protect
Good.
you, Kevin, so I will be going wherever you go.
I cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to give myself bull strength.
Oh. Go on.
Okay.
And then
Can you roll a constitution check for me?
constant. What?
Oh. The DM said so, Greg.
I know. I didn't. Listen. A save?
Yep.
Oh. 3.
You fail. And you feel your stomach turn.
I get like big guinea pig, when guinea pigs stuff their cheeks, big spew cheeks.
And then the moment
hands you the
passes,
empty popcorn
and
bucket.
the spell you tried to cast works.
Oh my God! What?
Wow.
There's so much
I don't
carrot.
remember you eating carrot.
It's times like these that I'm glad I have no olfactory senses.
I am. Listen, I am a rabbit, and while Walter's off balance from the stink of bile and half digested carrot, I'm going to try and push Walter through the mirror.
I release a bunch of.
Mucus?
Is that because I've manhandled you, or because of the vomit? Okay, so I get advantage on this strength check to try and push him through.
Do you want to? Fate pauses time around you.
Oh.
Doelene, you've not put the key in the hole yet. Do you want to re-roll this one?
Fucking unpause.
No, it's too late. I barge into him and he slams into the mirror.
With bull strength.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah, I reach out and put the key in the mirror.
Mirror
you
shatters
do that while
around me,
time is
cascading.
paused.
Yeah.
You do that while time is paused. And for some,
Thank you, Fate. You are very handy.
I've got your back.
I thought I just needed to hold the key. I didn't need, it's,
Mr. Witch is not actually frozen by the time, by fate. And
hang on a second.
he says to you, "Oh, right. You're an acquaintance. You should know, where's my notes? What you need to say as you turn the key is hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where. As you turn the key, that is.
Hither, thither, here and there. Wander, yonder.
Show me
Show
where.
me the fair. Where?
And the key turns and time unfreezes
And then I bash into
into Walter.
Walter with a 14.
Walter, do you want to save?
I'm going to
Do
do an
I
opposed strength.
oppose strength? No, I've just been vomited on. I think I'm pretty defenseless.
Yeah, go for
I've
it.
just got you've sprayed. You're just like
Through my
projectile
open fingers.
as you're like rushing me. Just
Like a burning hand spray through my furry fingers. Just
Burning
and just
spew.
push me through the mirror.
As you step through, or not step, as you fall through, bits of carrot are flying behind you, and time is slowed. Your visions are filled with a room, and at its center, a woman encased in amber, gently rotating above an 8-legged cauldron, sun pouring in through the stained glass windows, 8 of them, one of them clearly shattered. You can make out 4 of them at a glance: a hare, a frog, an automaton, and a knight. The vision pulls back through one of the windows, revealing a castle. Swirling mists pour in around you all as the castle shrinks away into the distance, and you step through the portal and onto soft green grass. And the smell of spring. Stretching out all around you, a meadow of the most exquisite flowers, butterflies dance through it. The sun paints everything in a beautiful golden light, while off in the distance, tiny shadows and mists roil in every direction, mountains and towers barely visible through this distant fog. The group has made it to the Feywild. Entry 1. The child has been in hot shivers for weeks. His skin is slowly turning green. I cannot say I expect much. That is to say, I suspect the worst. It started in his toes. A speckled green ran up his legs and dappled his fingers. Entry 2. After some time, the green has more or less entirely taken over his whole body. Astonishingly, the boy's condition has eased. He did not die, though no doctor, physician, or quack could tell of a cure or even a purpose. It's baffling. Entry 3. Though the boy's apparent discomfort has eased, their pickle-like skin has not, and their temperament has become hot and loud. He screams for food and so much vinegar. Entry 4. The boy grows. He grows fast. I'm not sure I see it stopping. Entry 5. My last. The boy stood up and walked straight through the door, leaving a pickle boy-sized hole where he had left. All that could be heard as he marched down the street, oozing that stuff, was a cry, a shout, a demand, an order. More pickles.
Good God, strap in, strap down, and strap on. It is a dissection to end all dissections. What the fuck just happened?
God, I'm so sorry.
That's a lot of bombs.
I didn't know if you picked up on it in the last episode when that happened, and because you didn't really have much of a reaction when I had a very big reaction to it, and so I was like, oh, maybe she didn't notice, and then it was like, oh no, Lauren knows. And
I think it took
I'm
me...
sorry.
No, okay, so I first so in the first episode, first of all, Jack, that was absolutely incredible.
Well,
Thank
Well
mate.
done. Just like so much payoff, like so
Yeah.
much, and yes, I know you've been sort of pretty stressed and I can understand why, but
Was
and
done
it's
so well.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's so unfortunately one of those things because I think you're a little bit smarter than I am, and the way that you write things, a part of me is like, this won't be connected. This is just beautiful
Yeah.
writing, and then I'm like, oh fucking no,
Yeah.
everything's. When I get a little bit distracted, because I tend to do that in when we're playing online sometimes, which is why I have to have so many toys around me in order for me to keep my focus. It's like I can't let go for 1 second because I'm going to miss something crucial, like Zabilna is my mum. So I only saw it as Zabilna is my mum. I didn't see it as you are my dad until like a little bit further down, and then I didn't really realize that until you said but it's because why would I be in your history? And I was like, oh, okay, then that's exactly right. What's happening? Right.
I think I made a mistake there because
really?
I should have said when you saw Walter's reflection, I should have said you remember that that's the same figure that you saw in your vision. And but
You kind of gave it with
Reflection
you said that they looked
Yeah.
like Russell Crowe. Like you kind of,
Yeah, it's
the
fine.
hints there.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as
It
the
works, they got
implication is
because-
that I am actually Kevin's father. If that's
Yeah.
what you were going for, then yay, nailed it. If not, then fuck, we need to have some words.
Well, if
No,
it's
no,
not,
because
you
you
just,
said he jumped out of bed and turned into a frog. So I'm
That
like,
wasn't
okay.
Jack's plan at all. He's just like, yes, and
Yes,
and let's roll with
Oh
it.
my god, they've just found some reason to like make a connection between two characters. Great, go for it.
The only thing I'm disappointed about in that episode is, Lauren, that you didn't go, no, that's impossible.
I thought that,
like Luke.
yeah, I was looking forward to
Yeah.
potentially doing a no, I am your father kind
Nah,
of
yeah,
moment. But
there's still time.
no, but that was
there is exactly. Well, now we've got so many other things because it's like the boy and his robot with like now we have
True.
the father son.
Yeah, I've got no time for anything else other than trying to make up for the shit fucking person that I've been the entire time. in
No,
front
but
of
then you
I
still
was
continue
like,
to be really shit, and I'm
I
like,
know.
this is so much fun.
The
It's
frog
so
can't
much
change
fun.
its spots.
Yeah.
I've
Like
gotta
to just
try.
be kind of annoyed and I mean like it just to a
I
certain
re-
extent we've been wandering around not really noticing each other's quirks, like the judgment, like the kind of like I'm judging you now. I wouldn't have before because what
Yeah.
you did didn't matter to me and has no reflection on me and my thing. And to be honest, I'm sort of like
yeah,
more
yeah.
focused on say unit or the plot or like trying to do little boy things.
Mm.
Whereas like this is this just got really interesting. This really
It's-
stepped its
yeah.
pussy up.
Totally.
I-
I'm like, yeah.
I really thought it was interesting, Dan, that Walter quite quickly was very aware of, like, has been a terrible role model and seems to want to make amends. Like, I thought that was a really nice choice
Yeah.
because it is different to the Walter we've seen. And it's like suddenly, like, you find this out and he wants to.
Well,
I'm not sure yet, but it seems like it wants to, it's a positive thing you're aiming for.
Well, I think it's like a natural progression for the character, and it was my like immediate response to it because like I had no idea that was the bomb that was going to be dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, like in that moment when you were having your vision, Lauren,
Yeah.
and the implications fucking
Yes.
came home for me, and I went, oh my god, like
Your face was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
like
You had to step
Glad we
away.
got that on
I
video.
really went
Yeah.
through all of that, going like, oh shit, now this, like, all of those actions that like, yes, I've been playing this character and all that kind of thing, but then this new connection, and then what that actually makes me realize about myself as a character, like, kind of thing, all kind of hit home, I think, because it's like, yeah, like I'd just been doing it as like a character trait, and it was a lot of fun to be playing around in that. And as you said, like Kevin not really being on my radar, and I was kind of maybe more focused on Doelene or giving shit to Unit and that kind of thing. Then having that connection there then just made me just go like, oh my god, this is my son, and I've just been like an absolute piece of shit like this entire time. And it just felt like a natural reaction to just be like, oh fuck, like
Yeah, because now you're accountable. Like, now you have
ex-
responsibility
exactly,
as a
as
character,
opposed to just like,
and now you have
a bunch of randos that I've just met. Like,
and you judge
who gives a shit what
yourself,
they
like
think, you know?
adding in a father type thing. Like, I don't know, like in none of the characters we've played have ever sort of had like families or taken that kind of stance.
Because that's because in your backstories they're always dead.
Yeah,
pretty
but it
much,
does
yeah.
make it easier to then be more characterful because that kind of thing. But now, like, if there is a relationship, an established relationship between two characters, that is significantly upgraded from just like two members of the party.
I can't wait to see how you guys role play it, though. It's such
Yeah.
an interesting thing to add into the mix as we go into. It's such a good plot point, Jack. It's really,
great,
really
especially because I have
Really.
massive daddy issues. So everybody, strap in.
Well, I think it's going to be
Let's
fun
I
go.
have
too for
major responsibility issues, so like,
This is a
Perfect.
match made in
Yeah.
heaven.
It's
Yeah.
meaty. It's meaty character
I'm sort
stuff.
of looking forward to seeing how the trio as well of like Unit is tasked magically as well to protect Kevin and has not been getting along well with Walter. So I wonder if there's even like a
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like a Unit feels not that they would know, but a bit like a father figure to and is protective of Kevin to Walter as well. So it might flip the
So you've got-
stakes
you've got-
with Walter and Kevin, Walter and Unit a little bit.
You've got dad and son, estranged dad and son, and then good stepdad and
Yeah.
son, and then
Yeah.
like a weird jealousy thing.
yeah, between the two.
Yeah, because I
dads.
mean, if Walter is hurting me emotionally, then you need to protect me from that, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And then just me trying to hold
Oh.
everyone together so that we can get through the end and save my burrow. Like,
Well-
then everything just depends on you
Yeah.
all not killing each other.
I mean, here I was thinking that like my character arc was going to be like, eventually Unit and I are going to get along. Whereas now I'm going to have to just double down and neg the shit out of the stepdad and just like be like, oh no, he's a douche. Don't take any fucking messages from him. I'm your real dad.
I mean, that might
you
be
know?
a hard lesson for you to learn, Walter, but let's play it out. See what happens
Alright.
in the pod.
Yay, two dads. That's what I've always wanted.
Well, Danny
Fight
just said
for my
something before.
love.
Danny just said
Fight
something
for my
before.
love.
Between two dads. I was like, that's the new podcast.
Yeah, between two dads.
We have Between
I,
Two Gods on the other one.
Yeah, between two dads.
I think I've seen that video. But like honestly, Jack, that was like
It's great.
such an amazing, like having absolutely
No idea.
no idea that was what was going to happen was just like so amazing. It really fucking just like it shooketh me. It
Yeah.
shooketh me
It
to my
did.
core.
I've been-
Like I was like, holy shit! Oh my god, I need to do some. Like it totally radicalized. Yeah, the way that I want to play the character and find. Like I think I always wanted to have that like that redemption arc for Walter because it was apparent like he's a dick, great, he becomes redeemed, he's a good guy, but now to have like particularly like for my character to have something to focus that towards is really helpful to try and find the narrative hooks that will facilitate that kind of redemption.
It enriches your options too.
But also,
Yeah.
like, I mean, the thing that's great about that is, like, it's not dependent on just me going like, hey, let's make sure that Walter becomes a good guy. Like, there's no reason as to why Lauren has to go along with that and facilitate that. And yes, that's what Walter wants, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what he's going to be or what he's going to get, and how that can potentially play out in that way.
Or that's even
with
something
what
that he's capable
Lauren
of,
brings
you know?
to that
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
it's also like
is-
immediately when you just like being a bit like, oh, I'm really happy and can you call me dad and da da da, and it's just like, no, none of this is
No.
happening. Like you are starting from scratch, my buddy. You have got to earn this.
I know, totally.
love that he's
despite
just so-
despite yourself.
Yeah, and that he's already just so incapable, like not incapable, but it's just clueless. Like, do you want to call me dad? It's like, that's not what you think. Like an 8-year-old boy wants to hear when he's just found out a dick of a frogman is his dad.
Hey man, I don't know.
Good. But I
Yeah,
love
that
it
was
because it's
good.
so Walter.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
Walter.
Well, there's this great tension between like, is this about like Walter's image of himself, or does he actually want to be a good dad as well?
Because
right?
he
Like,
doesn't
there's-
have to be either. Like
No.
No,
he could give up.
I'm
Totally.
really intrigued into how Lauren, you're like, obviously I'm even more now like kind of invested in what how your character responds to everything now. And I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out, and then what kind of moments and everything that we find along the way, because I think that there's such a struggle and a fight against it, and where that kind of eases and where it's accepted, and when it's like, no, I'm going to double down and fight against it. And I think it just really does open up for a lot of different types of interactions, where how does Kevin feel about all these things, and what does he want, and I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out,
Yeah,
'cause it's great for me to be like,
too.
yeah, Walter,
Me too.
awesome, but
Me too.
how
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I've been holding on for that for like 2 years. So
Wow.
Must feel good. How does it feel now that you've
Jack.
finally got it
Yes.
out?
very good. I don't have to hide that anymore. So
Yeah.
that was a doozy. That was
Yeah,
a
that was up there with like the
fucking
Mo
doozy.
swap with Curse of Strahd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
know if you guys remember, but when we recorded last session, which was episode 11, there was, when I listened back to it before we recorded today, there was a moment in there where
Yes, there
where
was.
Lauren,
yeah.
you were like, I thought you were about to say you were my dad or something. So good.
Yeah, so
I
Really?
did? No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you foreshadowed it
yeah.
yourselves.
Yeah.
without
I
even
remember you
knowing.
said that, and I was
Yeah.
like, that'd be
What,
wild.
To Walter. I said that to Walter.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
No
so
way.
good.
That's
That's so
actually
good.
amazing.
you saying that meant that I had to advance things forward.
And,
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
really?
audience, it's all pre-planned. That's
You-
what we
like, just
do.
because
It's
I said
highly
that.
scripted.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
No,
I
it
don't
was
even
great.
remember saying
I
it.
think it's a good point to
I
do
think
it
it's
though,
good.
because rather
Yeah.
than doing that at the end of the series, at the end of a campaign, and only giving the characters 1 or 2 eps to deal with it, you're now giving them the rest of the story to, like, that just adds
Play in
so
that
many
space.
more
Complexities.
permutations of what could
Mm.
possibly happen now. I think
Mm.
it's a really great choice.
Great.
Really good. And it
Well
was
done,
cool
Jack.
to just well
Yeah.
done, man. It was really
Yeah.
nice to get some of those blanks filled in. I think for Doelene and Unit as well, just to see other things going on and
Walter
whatever the
didn't have
fuck
any
this thing is with
blanks.
the hags.
Yeah,
What'd
those
you say?
time dream sequences were.
Yeah.
That was
Just really
that was
cool.
actually awesome.
Yeah.
Except that my one didn't have the cool music behind it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It was.
I forgot that I had it.
It will in post. It
Yeah,
will
it will
in
in
post.
post.
No, I
And-
prefer that.
And
it
now I'm going to
doesn't.
have to go through and cut this bit out.
No, I prefer that it doesn't.
And
I
the bit
kinda
where
like
Jack
No, I'm
goes,
not
"Oops,
actually."
I forgot to turn it on."
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, but it
well
was-
done,
it
Jack.
was
Well
awesome.
done.
Okay,
Well done,
we
all.
can.
That was great.
Yeah. Amazing. We can theory craft this to the ends of the earth. I think there's a lot of meaty character development ahead of us, and I for one am excited.
Me too.
To watch this
Yeah.
unfold as I munch on Scroggin and try to clean up the mess.
Sounds
And
good.
folks, if you want to share your theories with us, then jump on our socials and let us know. Jump in, join the Discord, join Patreon.
Yeah.
And
Hit us up
join
on
Discord.
Instagram.
Who's fucking it up? Is it Mr. Witch? Is it Mr. Light? Or is it fucking Doelene? Who's fucking with everything? Starting to get a bit of an eye on Doelene there. She might
I
be
won't
fucking
tell
have her
until-
paws in a little bit too deep.
Listen, don't try and shift focus them away from over to me just because you're a bad dad.
Shut up.
And that is a
cat's in the
perfect note
cradle
to
and
leave.
The silver spoon.
Daddy
Bob
is-
Blue and the man on the moon.
When you're coming home, son, I don't know
Don't know when we'll
Get
get together
together
again.
Know
Have a good time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Frogs in the
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. Where you going home, son? I don't know where. I'll get together there.
And we'll have a good time there.
My boy turned out like me.
Grown up just like
Like
me.